Has popped Icy Veins now. A Death Call actually onto Hydra. There's a Fear on top of him as well. Another Fear on him. Now the Druid is taking a little bit of heavy damage, trying to hot everyone up. And a nice grip there by Simon the DK.
Yeah, what they did there at the beginning was they cheap shot him and then gouged him to try and get his pre-hots off, and then they tried to do big damage. Now they're doing tons of damage into this DK.
Joe's going to be sitting in for a Freak until we can get him back up here, or just casting the entire game with me, because Joe's awesome.
We're going to see about that. I don't know where Freak is. He's lost somewhere
in the sea of people.
In the sea of people.
There are just so many. If you're just joining us,
yeah, go on.
Okay, we have the 3rd and 4th place match going on. A lot of things happening here today, and we also have a lot of stuff that you can do as well for these players if you enjoy them in their match. And let's get what they can vote on for these players.
Yeah, we have an MVP vote over on IntelliXtremeMasters.com. All you have to do, go over there. The winning player who you guys vote to be the MVP of the tournament will win this awesome, brightly coloured, I have to say, hoodie. I carried New York hoodie. Also will win one of these babies, the Intel Core i7 Processor Extreme Edition, plus one of the amazing BenQ 120Hz monitors that the players are playing their tournament on, plus an Intel solid state hard drive, plus a package from Razer with all sorts of goodies in it. So, and you'll be cool.
Yeah,
that's all.
There's a lot of amazing in there, and it's all going to be yours. But you can make that your favorite players. Go ahead and nationalesl.com, get your vote in as well for the MVP of the game, as well as make sure, are they Wednesdays? On the Wednesdays, the Dominion matches? The Dominion matches are on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go in as well, the 30-person or 32-team, first come, first serve, National ESL Dominion matches. ESL really wants to know, can Dominion be an esport? And you can help improve that. So we're going to see the champion picks right now in game, actually, CLG versus Sypher for their last best out of 3, an amazing hour-long game where Sypher was able to turtle in their base, and CLG came out with the first win. I think it was an hour and 10 minutes long, an amazing game played by both teams. Sypher able to take the second match, and now bringing it into the third one. Sypher was able to do that in 37 minutes, however, so they really caught CLG off guard. We can see now CLG going for the Janna pick, which was first pick Sypher last time, so they're kind of contradicting the bans and really trying to ban out and choose the champions they think they want. You can see at the bottom of the screen, Joe, obviously that Urgot, New Deer banned, Hotshot, they banned out Nidalee for him, Cassiopeia as well, and it looks like it's going to be a really good game. That Kog'Maw of the day and week has been banned as well.
Yeah, and I really like the fact that Sypher, they're not targeting their bans too much at Hotshot GG. I made this point before. Hotshot GG is an amazing, amazing player. He deserves respect. He deserves to have champions, Nidalee banned against him.
Yes.
But they can't give him too much respect, in my opinion. They have to treat him still as an opponent, someone who's beatable. Because when they get this in their heads that Hotshot GG is untouchable, then it just becomes that in their brain, and something goes wrong for them. Looks like CLG will be going here with the Gangplank for the second pick. Obviously, the first two picks for Sypher were Tristana and Althor Lune, who amazing Urgot player. I think he's got to play Urgot once in this tournament.
Yep.
Every game after that,
he did not want to see that again. That was really funny. He did play an amazing Urgot, and it's actually, kind of what I believe it was Althor was doing with Cassiopeia, and that Urgot gameplay from Lunette was always coming bottom lane, always being able to take out a lot of early ganks, who really gives Sypher a big head start on the game and on the positioning and direction of the map, and what that can take. We do see, again, Nasus being picked up for SkyArt. Very nice there. The jungler is going to Joffy on that team, so we'll be playing Nocturne. You see again, they have chosen Gangplank on CLG side, Chowster and Hotshot GG now to make their picks. Chowster and Big Fat kind of switching roles a little bit between AP and AD, and we'll have to see if they do it again.
Yeah, we'll see how this one comes in. I like that SkyArt is once again going to have that Nasus. He's played it so brilliantly throughout this entire tournament, and I think the first or second game that we saw from Sypher, that Nasus was actually banned out there against him. So they've allowed him to play this one. I guess Hotshot GG feeling pretty happy. Interesting choices coming out. Twisted Fate and Vayne. We'll have to see if they are the final choices to lock in. Yeah, just trolled. It's going to be a Zilean pick, maybe, unless they change it back. But that Zilean, obviously, a big favorite in the American metagame.
Now, I was just about to say that Twisted Fate had not been picked, even before IPL. I don't even think did we see him at China?
We did.
Oh.
The Chinese teams used Twisted Fate a lot, actually.
Right on. Right, it was good to counter. A lot of people said Tascara Zakali in IPL. Why didn't you choose Twisted Fate? So almost seeing him here in this game, but not. So I digress, and we move on to Zillion as that Hotshot GG pick that will most likely be going to Chowster. I'm sorry, Big Fat. Unless they change the roles again, we'll have to see what they do. Skyart to be the last pick. He will be taking what Jothi has, so we will have a little switcheroo going on since they have to pick their characters in the best form they think it will counter the other team. They'll see champions that they don't. Whoa, Karthus middle against that Zillion, so that's going to be awesome to see. It's going to be a very early game for Karthus to be able to come up on Zillion. Those time bombs he's going to be able to do, but lay waste is just about every half second, a little bit more, and that is a lot of damage that he can just put out in that front end damage to, I believe it will be, like I said, Big Fat in mid on Zillion.
So we have the bands and the picks, and I am going to change my voice, become American, and wear a strange hat, and change my name to Freak. Wait, watch this. It's cool.
That worked out pretty well.
Weird. My accent changed. Now I sound American and less smart.
All right, guys, so
Also,
here we
I've
go.
lost a bunch of hair. I'm being mouthed something. I don't understand.
He hearts
Please
you.
talk some more.
He hearts you. So we're going to see the switches going on. Looks like Saint actually grabbing up for the Jungle of Gangplank. They did not like the Rammus last time. Very nice job there. They're going to be able to switch that up. Elthor choosing that mid AP as he has been playing for his entire team.
Nice. So he is going to be Karthus. Nice. I think this is one of the first times you've actually seen Karthus in this tournament. I think we've seen him once or twice, but he's been a pretty common ban. I think we saw him banned against, I want to say SK a couple of times. We certainly saw it banned against V8 the entire way through.
You don't want to get Phantom Lord that Karthus.
It's actually a very similar lineup. We do have the Reviving Vayne, which is pretty scary. Talking to Epic at IPL, they were like, you don't let us get Zillion and Vayne. That's just silly. We do see, of course, that Kog'Maw ban. Pretty smart. That actually, Cypher was like, whoa, Kog'Maw, whoa, don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
You did see the cast.
I was surprised how fast Yorick not necessarily dropped off in this tournament, but was unutilized after having matches where Vayne was used with Yorick, and then you get a double Vayne, and that's going to hurt a little bit.
And there is a certain amount of synergy there where you do want those cool comps where it kind of fits together. Where you're like, hey, we have Yorick, giving a Vayne clone, which is going to melt your team. When Vayne dies, she comes back as the ghost from Yorick.
Yep.
When that dies, oh, by the way, Zillion. Like, there's a whole lot that goes on there where Vayne just kind of stays alive and terrorizes your team. But it seems that it's again to the point where right now in the game, players have learned to master some champions, and it's not like this is the best comp necessarily. This is what I'm comfortable with, and I know that I can play better than my opponents with this champion. I know this will work for my team. I'll win my individual part of the game, and then it will come together because we built a pretty decent lineup here. As the game matures, I think we'll see people master more champions that have more comps there. But as some players have mastered York, some have not. They're not going to let those champions kind of go in there. But right now, I am a little bit surprised to see Skyart be able to reprise his role as Nasus. I expected him to, of course, pick him again if you were able to, but it seems they're more afraid of Urgot, Cassidy, and Cassiopeia. They're like, we can probably outlane him. We'll see if that's the case. It did pretty much single-handedly carry that last game, and it seemed to carry their game against Curse as well. But, we'll see if it works out. We see Tristana again coming back in here. They said, you know what, Caitlyn actually wasn't good enough. Let's go ahead and just go back to Vayne. Vayne, extremely good late game, has a lot of damage output, and will be exceptionally good against this Nasus pick because you can melt through that armor and MR stack. Just go through the health that you get from that ultimate.
Yeah. That's a really big pick, the Vayne pick, because Nasus does get huge. They weren't able to do a lot of damage to him, and now that's not a choice. If Vayne can get 3 shots off, damage is going to happen, and that's what they needed. There's a role where Chowster was playing at, remember, we said Caitlyn, and his team was getting kills, but he wasn't. And with Vayne, you can still get that damage, even if you're not getting the kills, so you can just build speed. We'll have to see if they do that.
Yeah, and that'll be useful, being able to be a threat even if you don't have a great early game. That's a luxury that Tristana does not have. Now, one thing I want to point out, though, is Tristana Taric, I think, has so much aggression potential against Vayne Janna. Janna can't heal any of the damage that gets dealt, and Vayne is pretty short range, doesn't have amazing escape, has decent escape, can push back Taric, can tumble out of range a little bit, but Tristana will just constantly jump in there, toss out that explosive shot. It's going to be pretty difficult, I think, for CLG's bottom lane to survive this one. And you're right, we do see the people coming back in there. Big Fat LP is the mage once more. He has played a good amount of Zillion. Chowster is back on ranged carry, is a good Vayne player for sure. So we'll see if that ends up being good for them. Alpha, of course, still staying as mage. Cypher not having those role switches that a couple of the American teams seem to do.
See what they decide to push in here. It looks like they are going towards that bottom river bush, and they're just going to kind of hang out here. And they will slowly move into that Wraith Camp area, pinging it. They know, no, they don't exactly know. Lay Waste goes down, and they are going to hide in this bush. It looks like Elements almost turning around to walk into that. Oh, wow. They're really going to make one of them force a double lift.
It might be the case, although I think none of the CLG members ever walk through this brush. They always go back down to the base. You see Chester running around inside the base, actually. And they might choose to play just safely enough. It might be okay for them. They're going to actually, looks like they're going to go for some Wraith steals. And yeah, you see Janna making the right choice, going through the base, taking the safe way out. They're going to be all right here, not going to get jumped by the purple team.
Yeah, they're not even going to switch anything up. They really need to keep that Chowster with Elements. It's going to be really nice for Chowster to get that extra damage from the shield and Janna. I don't think anybody's going to be going down through the jungle. They are going to steal these Wraiths, though. Very nice invasion there. Maybe leaving one so it does not come back up. No, they're going to take them all. Not a problem, though. They're going to get good XP off of that one. And that'll kind of start Jothi a little bit ahead for his levels. He may be able to come out of the jungle and gank early. That's really what they're trying to get off of that as well, is counter the jungle of St. Vicious. Just one of those junglers everybody knows in the League of Legends community and esports is a very good jungler to control the entire game by himself.
Absolutely true, and he's going to get nice and pretty much carry status as well. You can see him in there, has used Smite, picked up the one kill, and keep moving on, finishing out this camp. But actually, even though they did clear out the Wraith camp, it actually won't respawn that quickly, and unless St. Vicious goes for a gank, which actually he is, or an invasion. Yeah, he actually might.
Nope.
He's going back
He's
and
trolling
forth.
you.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but he's trying to do something.
Oh, the CV is up right above him. He did not want to move off of that, and there he goes. His movement is going. Very nice job. His map awareness being very great. He heard that CV go off, and he's like, nobody's placing wards right now. I got to be careful of where I move. And here we go. We are going to see Skyart taking a little bit of damage here. He looks pretty confident in his positioning. Feral Scream comes out, and there's the parlay, and they take him right down to half HP.
And they're doing a lot of damage here at the bottom of the map.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have somebody that is lost right now. His name is Aiden. He is 6 years old. If you find Aiden, please send him to the casting booth. He's wearing a Joker shirt. If you see Aiden in a Joker shirt, please let him know to come to the IEM casting booth.
All right, and indeed, so we are back to the bottom lane. Sorry, this was a bad interruption for you to make. I didn't quite hear what was going on.
No, it's all right.
All right, so Chowster, Elements, bottom lane, Fury playing very aggressively, almost in range for the stun. Chowster having to back off. Does have one rank in that pushback, but actually, yeah, St. Vicious gank will not get a kill. But here comes Nocturne off on a hot shot. St. Vicious chooses to actually break away on the recall. Not in time. That shield from Jothi will get slowed quite a bit.
The mom is right over there.
See in the mid lane, Zillion fighting against Karthus. They're going to be all right here. See the aggression coming on both sides.